Hi, you guys. Welcome back. So, my kitchen's a bit of a disaster, as you can see behind me at the moment. I have been baking up a storm and testing out some different recipes. I need a little break, and today is a great day to take that little break because if you can see out my window here, it is snowing out and it's chilly. And what's a better thing to have on a chilly day than a nice cup of hot chocolate? But I am not just going to show you guys how to make a cup of hot chocolate. I am going to show you guys how to make Mexican hot chocolate, how to make a hot chocolate dip, and of course, a hot chocolate candy cane martini. I mean, come on, hot chocolate 3 ways? Sounds like a great day. So let's get to it and start making our cup of hot cocoa. Let's get started with the hot chocolate dip. Through this whole process, remember to stop your mixer and scrape down the sides of the bowl a lot. All right, so add 1 block of cream cheese to your mixing bowl, put it on your mixer, and let it start mixing until it is smooth. Now that the cream cheese is smooth and you've scraped down the sides of your bowl, you're going to add a 1/2 cup of hot chocolate mix to it, put it back on the mixer, and let it keep mixing. All right, so after mixing for a few minutes, I found that it wasn't hot chocolatey enough, so I'm adding another 1/4 cup of hot chocolate mix to it, and I'm going to let it mix until it's all smooth again. So the longer you let this mix, the more the hot chocolate flavor will deepen and just it becomes so creamy and so smooth, and just let it mix for a really long time. But remember to stop your mixer, scrape down the paddle and the sides of the bowl to make sure that it's all getting well mixed in. Especially in a mixer, I feel like the bottom, there's always powder or like flour, anything left on the bottom. So I scrape it down really, really well. And then just keep mixing and keep mixing until it is so silky and smooth and you taste it and you can taste how rich and chocolatey this mix is going to be. This next step is probably the most difficult part. Anybody who has ever used a jar of marshmallow fluff or marshmallow cream knows how difficult it is to get out of the jar. It is so sticky. So you're going to add 1 full jar of marshmallow fluff to this. You're going to put it back on the mixer and you're going to let it keep mixing until it's well combined and the color will change to a really light brown and it'll look like whipped hot chocolate. All right, so you can see here that the mix looks like fluffy whipped hot chocolate. It looks so delicious. Okay, next step, you're going to add 1 cup of thawed Cool Whip. And you're going to do this step by hand. You're not going to put it back on your mixer. You're just going to fold it in until it is all basically combined. It's okay if you have little streaks of Cool Whip still showing through. Totally fine. Mix it in by hand. Now that everything is mixed, you're going to grab a bowl. You're going to put your hot chocolate dip into it, and you're going to put a cover on it, and you're going to put it in the fridge for at least an hour, longer preferably. And then it's basically ready to be eaten. I mean, you could eat it right now if you want to, but it'll be better after it's been in the fridge for a couple hours. All right, so after being in the fridge for a couple of hours, I'm just going to give it a little mix, and then I'm going to put this into like a super cute Christmas mug. I tried to find one that was bigger, like a soup mug, but I couldn't find one at the time. So this little mug is going to do, and it's actually the perfect size for like 2 people if you want to share it. Okay, so I am putting my hot chocolate dip into the mug and I'm going to swirl it on top and I'm going to top it off with some marshmallows, some chocolate sprinkles. I'm going to add some crushed candy cane on it. You can top it with whatever you'd like. If you want some chocolate chips on it, add those. Personally, I like the marshmallows and the sprinkles, the chocolate sprinkles and the candy canes. And then I have this really adorable little Christmas plate. I'm going to put it on the Christmas plate and add some cookies, some crackers, some graham crackers to it, a variety of cookies and crackers to dip into this. And that's it. It is ready to serve. It looks so pretty. It's so sweet and festive. So now it's time to go and enjoy this. before I sit down to enjoy my hot chocolate dip, I'm going to show you guys how to make the Mexican hot chocolate. So I'm going to start with 2 cups of milk and cream. Okay, so it's 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of heavy cream that I'm going to add to a small pot and let that start to warm up. Next, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm going to just whisk that together. Next, I'm going to add an 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'm also going to add an 1/8 teaspoon of chili powder, and I am going to whisk that together. Next, I'm going to add just a splash of vanilla, so like a half a teaspoon, and whisk it in, and then I'm just going to let this come up to a simmer. All right, so this is simmering. It's ready to go into a mug. So I'm going to ladle some in, and then I realize this ladle is too small and it's not working. So I'm just going to pour some into my Christmas mug. And I'm also going to top it with some frozen whipped cream. I made frozen whipped cream rounds so that you can just plop one in and let it slowly melt. All right, so to make the martini, I'm going to start by rimming my martini glass in some chocolate syrup, and then I'm going to sprinkle some crushed candy canes around it and hope it sticks. All right, so in my shaker, I've got some ice. I'm going to add 1.5 ounces of candy cane liqueur, 2 teaspoons of hot chocolate powder mix, and I'm also going to add 2 ounces of milk, and I'm going to give this a good shake. Next, I'm going to pour my mix into my martini glass, and I'm just going to add a little bit more milk to top it off. Works out to be about another 2 ounces, maybe 2.5, 3 ounces of milk that I'm adding, and I'm just going to give it a little stir. And I'm also going to add one of my frozen rounds of whipped cream on top. There you have it, hot chocolate 3 ways. So we have the hot chocolate candy cane martini, the Mexican hot chocolate, and the hot chocolate dip. So that's it for today's video. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching me and joining in every week. And now I am going to go and enjoy all 3 of these treats and enjoy watching the snowfall. Thanks for watching. See you next week.